Hey there, YouTube land, Christopher Walker here again. Gonna do another review. If I sound weird or look different, or if the layout is bigger, that's because I'm doing this via laptop because the App Store thought it'd be a great idea to put YouTube at 17 and up. So that's what I gotta do. Um, Alright, that won't stop me. I'm here to review the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I'm just not used to the whole thing, so this is how it's gonna look. Um, yeah, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Classic film, directed by Tobe Hooper. It came out in 1974. Um, the plot of the film is pretty simple. It's about these group of friends who pretty much are driving in Texas to visit one of their grandfathers, and their car breaks down and they get terrorized by a killer named Leatherface and his crazed family. That's the plot of the movie. I keep on doing it this way because that's how I'm just so used to doing it via iPad, but I gotta do it this way. Um, yeah. Great film. Directed by Tobe Hooper. Came out in 1974, and the film is like very similar to Night of the Living Dead, so it struck a chord on people, and you could say deep inside it revolutionized the way we look at horror. You could say that this is one of the first, um, independent horror films to, gain millions and millions of dollars, because this is before Halloween. And I believe this had a bigger budget. I want to say it did, but I'm not actually sure. Um, but I mean, what they did with this film was absolutely remarkable. It just shocked audiences everywhere, and the critics raved about it. Rex Reed called it the most terrifying film he ever saw, which that's got to be saying something. Um, I love the quote on the back of the DVD here. I don't know if I can show it or if I can. I gotta put it in the right camera frame. There we go. Uh, it did for meat eating what Hitchcock did for shower taking, and that's kind of true. Not necessarily in the meat sense, but in the horror movie sense. This probably was the scariest movie to come out, probably since Psycho. I mean, because Psycho just shocked audiences everywhere. This film did the same exact thing. Just a brilliant movie. Um, Stars Marilyn Burns. R.I.P. She actually died earlier this year, which is really sad. Paul Partain. Um, Edwin O'Neill, who played the hitchhiker. Jim Dow, who is without a doubt the best character in this movie. And of course, Gunnar Hansen did played Leatherface. Um, uh, but something else that this movie did was it sort of started. This was 15, 16, almost 20 years before. As a matter of fact, hell, it was like 25 years before the Blair Witch Project. So this film sort of treated itself as if you're watching a snuff film or a documentary, and it certainly feels like that too. Like, is this an actual movie, or did they just film Psychotics? Is what it was probably like back then. I bet you this movie gave people heart attacks back in 1974. Um, but I mean, the scenes in this movie are just so. It usually looks like as if you're watching a snuff film because it sort of had little specks of dust when you're watching the film, and to me that helps add to the movie because it looks like a documentary. It looks real, like you're actually watching these people being brutally murdered. And speaking of murder, I guess I'll move on to the scenes in this film, or a couple of my favorite scenes, because trust me, most of you guys have probably seen this movie. Especially if you're a horror fan, you've seen it. Um, I guess the first scene I can talk about is probably, in my opinion, the most brutal scene, and that is the first death scene, actually, um, where the guy goes into the house and is like, "Hello, is there anybody here?" He runs, sort of trips, and Leatherface slams open this door. You see him for the first time with a mallet like this, and then you hear like a sort of pig noise in the background, and then you hear this really loud just crack on his forehead, and it sounds so realistic that you actually feel like you feel like you hear him actually getting hit in the face. I mean, it sounds like I'm not sure if I can even do it, but it sounds sort of like I don't know if you guys can even hear it. If you guys can, I'm sorry, but it sounds a bit like this or something like that. And it just sounds so realistic. I remember I was like, good God, back when I was younger, because I thought that was like, ugh. It still gets under my skin. And then he's on the ground, sort of convulsing, and then he hits him again, and then he drags him away, and you hear this door slam, and this sort of vibrating like music sound. And in one person, I believe it's Ryan Barras for Life, who's one of my favorite YouTubers, compared it to Hell Coming and Hell Going, where as soon as you open up the door, Hell came, as soon as you slammed it, Hell went. But I mean, that's not too bad of a comparison. But the DVD comes with a. Oh, I forgot to talk about my second favorite scene, the dinner scene, which is obviously literally famous. It's such a brutal sequence, and the scenes with the camera, like up in the girl's face, like on her eyeball. It's like, ugh, it's really uncomfortable. But the DVD comes with a commentary, a transfer supervised by Toby Hooper, um, commentary with Toby Hooper, director of photography Daniel Pearl, and star Gunnar Hansen, played Leatherface, deleted scenes and alternate footage, and theatrical trailers. Um, yeah, very old DVDs, the old Pioneer Special Edition. Came out in 1998. Jeez, Christ, it's older than me. That's scary. But this DVD's like really banged up. It probably doesn't have much watch value left in it, but if you guys can see that, that's the disc art, and there's a little slip thing in there. There's the spine. I'm just not used to this whole new laptop format, so you'll see me shifting it around. But yeah, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, a classic horror film for all horror film buffs. You know, it makes you want to go out and make a low-budget movie. And if a movie wants to make you go out and make one, it's definitely doing the right thing. I hope you guys enjoyed the review. See you guys later.